Hello. Right now I'm using the back side of the Dell Venue Pro 8 or Dell Venue A Pro. I'm using the back side which has 1080p video. So versus the 720p video that's a part of this phone. Just in case this is your first time watching, this is the Nokia Lumia 521. And I'm using the Dell Venue A Pro tablet / computer. I mean, this is a full-on tablet and computer. Now, there's a couple of announcements out there about the Microsoft Surface Professional 3. I am loving it. 12-inch screen. Well, okay, here's about the 12-inch screen. I like that. I do. However, it makes it a little bit bigger. I kind of wish that they came out with a 10-inch Surface Pro and a 12-inch Surface Pro, or it's actually 10.6. Just because I believe that some people do like smaller devices because it's smaller to carry. And by it being so lightweight, you know, it could have been like the first three models, the Surface Pro could have been 10-inch, and then the higher end models could have been, 12-inch. I think that would have been a better choice. So that people can have that same size, because a 12-inch tablet may be a little bit too big for some people. I mean, really and truly, I've gotten used to this 8-inch tablet. I love this 8-inch tablet, Surface Venue A Pro. It's small, it's not clunky, it's not big. It's a little on the heavy side. I do have to admit that. It's a little heavy, and I have to look up and see how heavy it is, but it's a little bit on the heavy side, but for a tablet. But I believe that the Surface Pro 3, as advertised on their announcement that they had this past week, it's supposed to be a lot lighter than a MacBook or a Mac Air, MacBook Air, whatever it's called. Probably just as light as a cell phone or something like that. So I do like the fact that Surface is really trying to perfect their product line. And I wish they continue to do so, because this would push these other vendors, these OEMs, to produce bigger and better products. And I think that's what Microsoft is trying to do. By them buying Nokia and also producing the Surface line, I believe that they're really trying to push the OEMs to do better. Now, why didn't Microsoft come out with Surface RT this time around? I think because now that they own Nokia, Nokia already has an RT model. So all they got to do is just continue the Nokia product line of producing tablets, and I believe that they're good to go. I think that the Nokia line is going to be strictly RT. Like the Windows Phone is a mobile phone RT because it can't run Windows applications. And of course, Surface RT or anything RT related cannot run Office applications. But something like the Dell Venue A Pro, like what I'm using to record this video, and the Surface Pro 3 can run full-on Windows 7, Windows 8 applications, which can be installed and run like normal. So some of the features that I saw of the Surface Pro 3, I think it's going to be really popular. I think it's going to sell. The price is a little high. You have to admit, the price is a little steep, and probably because, if you ask me, the cost to make it is probably like $400. They're probably trying to recruit some of the losses they had in the first line of Surfaces that came out, and knowing that it's not selling like hotcakes like it should. But I do believe that the Surface Pro 3 is going to sell like hotcakes, because it's going to be a laptop / tablet replacement. And really and truly, using my Dell Venue A Pro, which is a full-on computer and tablet, I don't feel a need to have a Nexus 7 or an Android tablet. I don't really feel a need to have an iPad. This device here is my tablet and computer, and it does everything that I need it to do. Now, if you're really into mobile games, games for mobile devices, there are a lot more games on Android and iPad than there are for the Windows platform. But keep this in mind, that you can run Windows 7 games on the Dell Venue 8 Pro. It may not have the power to run some of the high graphics. You just may have to go into the settings and lower some of your graphics just a tad so that it can handle the graphics. And your tablet may run a little bit hot. Now, but I do believe that that the tablet / computer idea is a great idea. Is it a hot idea? No. Good idea, but it's not hot. Here's what I mean by that. There are a lot of people who still are not accepting of the Windows tablets, simply because people are stuck on the ecosystem of Apple or Android. And it's unfortunate that Microsoft came in just a little bit late. But here's what I see in the foreseeable future. I think that a little bit at a time, it'll be a very slow climb. Unfortunate that when companies produce a product, they expect to see fast returns. But I think Microsoft finally understands that it's not going to be that quick. Microsoft is killing it in the business world. They are. They are killing it. Microsoft is not going to go anywhere. So even if Microsoft doesn't do very well in the Windows 8 or Windows Phone 8 environment, I do believe that eventually people will come around when it comes to Windows 9 and Windows Phone 9. And I do believe that more and more people are going to switch over to these other devices, especially if Nokia, now owned by Microsoft, starts producing inexpensive hardware to sell for free or for $50. I mean, hell, this Nokia Lumia 521 was only $100. And for $100, this phone is damn good. I'm serious. This phone is damn good for $100. If I buy an Android for $100, it's not going to be as powerful as this phone. It will not. And on the AOI Cricket system, I can get a Nokia Lumia 620 for $100. And I think the regular price is $149, but I think they have it on sale for $100 right now. And I'm seriously thinking of getting off of T-Mobile and getting on Cricket, especially since AT&T and AOI bought out Cricket. I think they're going to keep the name Cricket, but then using the AOI and AT&T network. And the difference between T-Mobile and AT&T, if I need to use my phone, just the phone, I need to make a phone call. It works virtually anywhere, okay? I'm talking about phone call. I'm not talking about data. AT&T does lack a little bit on the data coverage, but when it comes to like, I am stuck, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I need to make a phone call, I don't give a hoot about having data coverage at that point. I just need to make a phone call. And Verizon and mostly T-Mobile, they're doing a good job at providing data invoice in areas where it's really remote. But I think AT&T's got that covered when it comes to voice. Now, when it comes to data, they may slack just a little bit on that. They kind of do. The data end is not that great. But I'm hoping that with AT&T buying AIO's network and also the Cricket services and all that, that's going to be greatly improved over time. And I think that AT&T is going to come up as far as that's concerned. AT&T reminds me of Microsoft, where AT&T owns everything, but they slack in a lot of other places. Microsoft is the same way. I love Microsoft to death, but hey, I admit it. When you love somebody, you don't always have to tell them the truth. Google slacks in a lot of ways too. There's a lot of slackage in Google. And I think that Google doesn't have the best roadmap out there. But I do believe Microsoft does. They may go about it the wrong way in a way, but I think Microsoft has a better roadmap as far as where they're trying to take their services and devices. Their idea of taking over devices, I hope that Microsoft realized that it's going to be a while before Microsoft products take on. Already, how many people have PlayStations in their homes as compared to Xbox? There is a lot more homes with PlayStations installed. I'm talking about starting from PS1 to PS2 to PS3, PS4, and all the way up. However, how good did Xbox 360 do over PS3? Stupendous. There are more Xbox 360s in a home than there are PS3, but there are more PlayStations overall than there are Xbox. Now, how is PS4 and Xbox One doing? I don't know. I have to look that up. I'm sure it's pretty close. It's a pretty close race. I wouldn't be surprised if PS4 is doing better. There are certain games that people like that Xbox doesn't have, but then there are some games Xbox has that PS4 doesn't. Some amazing games, actually. So we'll see how this thing ends up and how it ties out. Sony, they make really good products. They make great TVs, great sound systems, and they make a really good, decent gaming system. I'm not into games, so I can't really give you a good review on Xbox versus PS. I just can't. But in fact, I'm not allowed to because I'm not a regular user of Xbox or PlayStation. In fact, I have no reason to go out and buy an Xbox. There's no reason for me to do it at all. There is no reason whatsoever. But anyway, let me go ahead and jump out this thing now. I just have a few things to say about the Surface. I think it's going to do great. But I just believe that Microsoft just have to realize it's not going to catch on as fast as they think. But it's going to be a very slow climb. And I think eventually Microsoft will be at or come on top. At or on top. Here or here. And I do believe it's going to be here. Microsoft just has a much better roadmap than any other company does. And they got a lot more services to offer than business-wise. I have to say this much. Let me clear my throat real quick. Business-wise, I believe that Microsoft went a different direction this time. They didn't have the dancing students or dancing office workers running around with the tablet in their hands doing all kinds of these dance moves this time. I think at first they were trying to cater to the young people, to the, just the average user. But I'm glad this time a lot of the advertising has been more towards business. Because I think Microsoft needs to realize they are a business productivity services company. Entertainment, yes. They got Xbox Music. They got Xbox videos. You can rent movies. You can buy music. You can pay a monthly service and get music downloaded for free. As long as you have Xbox Music subscription. I think it's great. If you can listen to any song you want on Xbox Music, you can download it as well. But the thing is, it is tied to a license. You have to keep paying that monthly fee. Or you can buy that song outright and download it, and it'll be an MP3, which would be an unlicensed MP3. I think that's great. I love the service. It works great. I use Amazon more than I use Xbox Music. I'll tell you the truth. I do like Amazon selection, and I download my music from there. It stays in the cloud. It's great. I can always go back and download it. It works great. But I do believe that Microsoft, they're just going to have to allow things to grow and cater towards the business more. Concentrate on business. I'm not saying to stay away from entertainment. Yes, you got to have some entertainment in there somewhere, but your advertising, cater to the business world only. And I'm talking about your Windows phone as well as your tablets. Concentrate on business. And I believe that your tablets will be more successful. Because when a person has a tablet or a laptop, which this thing is a laptop and a tablet, if you concentrate on that more, then business people will use it for entertainment, and then it'll be most likely that they may buy a tablet for their kids because they're so used to using their own tablet, Windows tablet / laptop, that it may coerce them to buy a Windows tablet for their child and for their wife or husband or whatever the case. That's all I got to say. Peace out.